Meet the Expert, a knowledge-sharing initiative of your knowledge partner, the Developing Bangladesh. We discuss on trade, investment, commerce, education, skills, economic development, global peace and prosperity, etc. issues. If you are interested to these issues, please subscribe to the channel. Developing Bangladesh, your knowledge partner, please subscribe now.
No space for hide and seek. So it is great. It is great. But hopefully it will be implemented in Bangladesh very soon, but it will take time.
So cash was, in my inspector training, cash was always seen as a huge risk area.
Yes.
Cash. Because, you can't trace it, as you said. But there's always ways to calculate from an accountancy perspective to see where the holes are in the accounts, because it doesn't make sense.
So
actually, yeah.
This is the reason why anti-corruption drive gets stronger. Then many people have their bed, cash under the bed, under different bags. So we saw it previously. From every sphere of the society, every part of the society, there is people, political leader, there is people, bureaucrats, there is others as well, businessmen. So if you have some safe place to hide something, obviously people will take the opportunity. Therefore, our taxation, not only taxation system, also banking system, as well as resource transfer system, everything should be online, as well as cashless. Then we will have such a society where everything will be transparent.
And that's probably why there'll be resistance.
Yeah. That is why the resistance is working. Yes. That particular group, they are not allowing to do so. Because especially, I think all the government services, public services, those are providing to the citizen, these should be digitized first. Because if I get something digitally without paying any bribe, without visiting any office, without giving any reward or award or something, so then if I get all the public services here, then obviously I'll be used to pay my taxes, pay my other government payment online. So while people will be used to in online and cash transaction will be reduced, then obviously this sort of corruption and other things will be controlled. As well as government will get maximum revenue in any form, income tax, VAT or customs duty in any form. Online transaction, this sort of check and balance system, what HMRC is doing, should be adopted. Otherwise, the people, the middle class, those who are really salaried person, they are tiny taxes, very, very minimum amount of tax. They actually, they have to pay. They are the regular payment, but the large businessmen, large corporation, just government has to look after who are the people just draining our resources, cash money into switch banks. Just they have to check it.
The issue is there has to be a vision, and there has to be will. There has to be political will to implement it. Yes. And that goes everywhere. And that's why, as I get older, I start to understand more and more how important it is to have that vision and have that ideal in order to move towards it. And if the policy or the political will is not there, then you can't move towards it. And that's the issue with Bangladesh. It's a new country, and as we were discussing yesterday, it has a very strong entrepreneurial spirit, which is like excellent. I think that area historically, the area even before it became Bangladesh, it has been known as a strong commercial and entrepreneurial area for thousands of years. to the extent it was even mentioned in Roman history, that area. And Bengal was always known to be a very rich, lucrative area, a rich source of trade and commerce. Unfortunately, in the interim, during the colonial era, that's what brought Bangladesh down in that area. But now I'm glad to see that spirit is coming back again. But it really does come down to combating the political issues in order to stabilize the country.
Now, actually, in the colonial era, we were depressed, we were suppressed, we were oppressed, many things. But now, our own people, they are suppressing us. They are depressing us. This is the more pathetic area. Because now we are not colonized. British or Portuguese or others, they are not here to rule us. We are ruling ourselves. But till now,
but they're doing it indirectly. I wouldn't say it's not so direct now. They kind of move towards a more indirect means of influencing global policies, including Bangladesh. And I think it's quite admirable that Bangladesh, a small country that is between India and Pakistan, is still, maintaining its stability to an extent, but also economically doing much better. I mean, that is
actually, ma'am, we have more scope to even do better than this. For example, if you have X amount of money in the UK, in London or any other cities in the Great Britain, this X amount of money, if you invest here in Bangladesh, you can earn even 3 times, not twice, 3 times you can earn. So entrepreneurial opportunities are there. Because we have 170 million plus population here. These in the South Asia itself, the income of the mass people is increasing. So savings is increasing. While savings will increase, they will consume more. So it is, everything is okay. Even regarding the entrepreneurial opportunity, I will say it is even greater than Europe or any other parts of the North America. It is opportunities more here, but we cannot utilize the opportunity fullest due to this sort of political administrative, administrative as well as good governance. All these issues
that's
are
what
there.
it comes down to, isn't it? Even, I mean, I'm sure we can all agree there are some levels of, let's say, issues every government does have. But there needs to be a certain point where there is stability and where there is a good tax policy in place, because it really does reflect on the social position of that country, how you protect the vulnerable, and how you implement, commercial good health, economic good health at the end of the day. And that's why tax policy is actually so important in the way you conduct it. So the fact that tax policy isn't very well conducted in Bangladesh, Bangladesh won't be able to develop to that extent without a good tax policy in place, or without good, because I know, like in Dubai, there isn't any tax position, isn't it? But they're rich in resources, for example, in oil and so on, that allows them to fund the whole country, just as the other countries like Lebanon. At one point, school was free, health was free, education, everything. It was quite a well-sustained society because of the profit that they gained from their own oil industry. So it's you need to have a political insight.
Actually, ma'am, if you want to know about the policies, we have the best policies of the world. But in terms of implementing those policies, we are the worst nation. If you would like to analyze on the policies, even tax policies or industrial development policy, SME development policies, and any other sectoral policies, we have the best policies of the world. But in terms of implementation, we have lack of coordination among the government entities. We have lack of infrastructure facilities to implement it accordingly. We have lack of political will as well as bureaucratic will to implement it accordingly.
Yeah.
So these
Because not everyone doesn't have, if you don't have enough to live on, you're going to find another way to supplement your income. If yeah, and that is going to happen naturally. People are going to look for the other sources of income in order to be able to survive. At the end, it's the Maslow's hierarchy, isn't it? That
Developing Bangladesh, your knowledge partner. We take care of trade and investment, education and skills, economic diplomacy and economic development. If you would like to keep you updated on these issues, please subscribe to Developing Bangladesh. Thank you very much for watching till the last.